You most likely aren't even aware that your legs are weakening. You find it difficult to get out of a chair one day. After several months, ascending stairs becomes tiresome. Simple movements turn into a struggle before you know it. This goes beyond age, silent, gradual, and dangerously ignored. It's muscle atrophy. Here's the startling reality. The first to deteriorate are your legs. When they do, your risk of falling increases dramatically. Your mobility deteriorates, and your balance deteriorates. Everything can change with a one-fall loss of independence, hospital stays, and broken bones. Here's the good news, though. This is entirely avoidable. The key, the appropriate foods. The majority of people believe that the only method to build muscle is through exercise. However, your diet is as vital as you age. Your body requires the proper nutrition to preserve bone density, create muscle, and keep your legs strong. We're sharing 6 potent foods in today's video that can help you stay active for years to come, strengthen your muscles, and slow down. Leg weakness. You may already have one of these meals in your kitchen, but you're probably not eating enough of it. So stay with me through to the end before we start. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to receive weekly health tips that can change your life. Additionally, let me know in the comments if you've recently observed any changes in your leg strength. Let's get going. Now, first place, sweet potatoes are the fuel your muscles need. Not just any fuel, though they require the type of energy that endures, the kind that doesn't immediately burn out and leave you feeling weak, lethargic, or worn out by the middle of the day. This is precisely what sweet potatoes offer. Your body's capacity to effectively store and use energy decreases with age, something that most people are unaware of. Your muscles may not react as quickly. You may feel exhausted more quickly, and even simple tasks like carrying groceries or climbing stairs may become more difficult than they once were. It takes endurance in addition to strength. One of the greatest foods to help with that endurance is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates. In contrast to processed carbohydrates like white bread or pasta, which produce rapid blood sugar increases followed by an energy crash over time. These carbohydrates release energy steadily since they break down gradually. This helps you stay active throughout the day by ensuring that your muscles receive the nourishment they require without experiencing abrupt highs and lows. However, energy is insufficient on its own. Your muscles will gradually become weaker if they don't recuperate properly. Your muscles undergo microscopic rips with each stride you take and motion you make. They were easily fixed by your body when you were younger. However, that process slows down. With age, muscle recovery is hampered by inadequate nutrition, which causes stiffness, discomfort, and progressive muscle loss. Sweet potatoes gain even more potency at that point. Vitamin A, a vital antioxidant that aids in muscular tissue repair, is abundant in them over time. This will result in stronger legs, reduced discomfort, and a quicker recovery. Your muscles remain more pliable and sensitive, rather than waking up with achy, rigid legs that take a while to relax. Stronger movements translate into independence, and stronger recovery translates into stronger motions. However, inflammation is another threat that lurks within your body. One of the main causes of aging-related muscle loss is chronic inflammation. It gradually weakens your muscle fibers, making motions more challenging and raising your chance of getting hurt. It takes time to accomplish over years. It accumulates and becomes increasingly difficult to do daily tasks. Anti-inflammatory substances found in sweet potatoes aid in the battle against this unseen foe. Beta-carotene, which they contain, helps the body cope with oxidative stress. Cellular aging is accelerated by oxidative stress, which harms tissues, muscles, and joints. Your muscles will function better the more you can resist it. Additionally, One of the most underappreciated nutrients for leg strength is potassium. Potassium is essential for nerve transmission, muscular contractions, and hydration weakness cramps, and even an increased risk of falls can result from low potassium levels. Sweet potatoes are a great source of potassium, which keeps your muscles responsive, strong, and coordinated. The majority of people are aware of this muscle. Strength is closely related to gut health. Your muscles aren't getting the fuel they require if your digestive tract isn't adequately digesting nutrients. Fiber, which is abundant in sweet potatoes, helps to maintain gut health by facilitating improved digestion and nutrient absorption. Your body uses proteins, vitamins, and minerals to maintain strong muscles more effectively if your gut is healthy. So how can you incorporate sweet potatoes into your diet on a regular basis? You wouldn't believe how simple it is. Bake them into fries, mash them, or roast them. Include them in smoothies, soups, and salads. They go well with practically anything and are inherently delicious and adaptable. Additionally, they won't make you feel bloated or lethargic. Like processed carbohydrates, do one of the easiest and most effective dietary adjustments you can make. If you want to continue climbing, moving, and standing strong, well into your senior years, is to include sweet potatoes in your diet, because it takes more than simply workout to have powerful legs. The goal is to provide your body with the proper nutrition so that your muscles can continue to function for many years to come. Let's go on to second place. Oats are generally regarded as a boring breakfast choice. What if I told you, however, that these little grains might be the key to stronger, more resilient legs? One of the first things we notice as we get older is how quickly our legs get tired. It is more difficult to walk upstairs, standing for extended periods of time. Wears you out. Worst of all, muscle weakness begins to develop, making even easy movements difficult. However, why does this occur? Aging isn't the only factor. It has to do with what we use to fuel our muscles. Energy is necessary for your legs to continue moving. Not just any energy, but consistent, long-lasting fuel that keeps you moving forward without crashing. Oats excel in this situation. Oats have a low glycemic index, in contrast to refined grains that raise blood sugar levels and leave you feeling exhausted. As a result, they keep you active and avoid unexpected exhaustion by releasing energy gradually. Have you ever noticed how exhausted and lethargic you feel in the afternoon? The reason for this is that the majority of people rely on processed foods, which quickly deplete their energy. Conversely, oats maintain steady energy levels, preventing your muscles from failing when you need them most. However, the advantages extend beyond energy. Protein is necessary for the strong muscles that make up your legs. Lack of protein causes those muscles to deteriorate over time, which can result in weakness, instability, and even problems with balance. Plant-based protein from oats aids in muscle fiber maintenance and repair. It may not be as good as eggs or steak, but it's essential for maintaining healthy legs. Let's now discuss circulation, which is something that most people ignore. For your legs to remain strong and mobile, oxygen, rich blood, must continuously flow through them. Weak muscles, a slower rate of recuperation, and a higher chance of cramps and exhaustion are all consequences of poor circulation. Oats can help with that iron, a necessary mineral that aids in the body's oxygen. Transport is abundant in oats. Lack of iron may be the cause if you've ever experienced weakness, lightheadedness, or observe that your legs tire out more quickly than usual. Your muscles will feel lethargic and exhausted if you don't receive enough iron because they won't obtain the oxygen they require. Magnesium is another essential for healthy legs in order to avoid cramps, spasms, and that excruciatingly heavy sensation in your legs. Magnesium is essential for proper muscular function. Your body is probably pleading for extra magnesium. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with a terrible leg cramp, a simple and all-natural method to keep your muscles relaxed and free of cramps is to eat oats. Here's the true secret, though. There are so many uses for oats. Iron, a necessary mineral that aids in the body's oxygen transport, is abundant in oats. Lack of iron may be the cause. If you've ever experienced weakness, lightheadedness, or observed that your legs tire out more quickly than usual, your muscles will feel lethargic and exhausted if you don't receive enough iron because they won't obtain the oxygen they require. Magnesium is another essential for healthy legs in order to avoid cramps, spasms, and that excruciatingly heavy sensation in your legs. Magnesium is essential for proper muscular function. Your body is probably pleading for extra magnesium if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with a terrible leg cramp. A simple and all-natural method to keep your muscles relaxed and free of cramps is to eat oats. Here's the true secret, though. There are so many uses for oats. Every morning doesn't have to be the same dull cup of porridge. They can be used to smoothies to give you more energy for a tasty snack. Sprinkle them over berry yogurt for a simple muscle-fueling treat. You can even bake them into homemade protein bars. In actuality, most people ignore easy fixes. They look for complex solutions, when in fact, appropriate nutrition is the key to strength, endurance, and mobility. Additionally, oats give your legs the exact nourishment they require to remain pain-free, powerful, and energized. Don't undervalue this straightforward grain's potency. It's time to start eating oats every day. If you're serious about maintaining your legs' ease of movement, let's go on to number 3. Now, avocados. The majority of people consider them to be only a trendy superfood. But what if I told you that the key to having legs that are pain-free, stronger, and more flexible is this creamy green fruit? Protein is the first thing that most people think about when discussing how to develop and maintain leg strength. Indeed, protein is essential, however it is. But one aspect of the equation in actuality, your muscles require more than simply protein. They require healthy fats, which are much more neglected. Additionally, avocados are among the world's top providers of lipids that strengthen muscle. First, let's talk about inflammation. Inflammation turns as a silent foe as we age. At first, you might not even realize it. A slight stiffness when awake, a dull discomfort from too much walking. But when the inflammation worsens over time, movement becomes more difficult and uncomfortable. Monounsaturated fats, which are present in avocados, become crucial. At this point, these beneficial fats actively lower inflammation, in contrast to bad fats that exacerbate it. They keep your muscles relaxed, your joints supple, and your legs pain-free for as long as possible. As a result, you will experience reduced stiffness, soreness, and more flexibility in your movement. That's not all. The one essential component governs all of your leg movements, including standing, walking, and running contractions of muscles. Additionally, most people don't get enough of a mineral that is necessary for these contractions: potassium. More potassium is found in avocados than in bananas, making them one of the best foods. What makes this significant potassium keeps muscles functioning properly and keeps cramps at bay. Low potassium may be the cause. If you've ever experienced abrupt tightness in your legs, woken up in the middle of the night with severe muscular spasms, or if your legs frequently feel weak with little exertion, your muscles cannot contract correctly if you don't have enough potassium, which can cause weakness, instability, and even issues with balance. Avocados are revolutionary. Because of this, they aid in controlling these contractions, making sure that each stride feels solid and steady. Let's now discuss something even more important: protection of muscles. Our muscles do more than simply deteriorate with age. They are more susceptible to harm, oxidative stress, and minor injuries can impede recuperation, resulting in long-term muscle loss. However, there is a potent nutrient that combats this vitamin E. Vitamin E protects your muscles from harm by acting as an antioxidant. It helps to prevent long-term degeneration, hasten recovery, and restore muscle fibers. Consider it this way: your muscles experience daily deterioration. They absorb stress, whether you're walking, working out, or even just standing for extended periods of time. Over time, vitamin E keeps your leg strong by reducing that stress. The finest part comes next. Avocados enhance circulation. In addition to helping your muscles and joints for your leg muscles to receive oxygen and nutrients, stay energized and avoid weariness. Good circulation is essential. Your blood flows freely and effectively. Thanks to the heart-healthy lipids in avocados, this translates into improved leg strength, overall less weight, and increased endurance. So how can you increase your intake of avocados? You wouldn't believe how simple it is. Put slices on your toast in the morning. Add them to smoothies for a nutrient. Dense, creamy boost. Make guacamole by mashing them instead of using butter. Use them as a spread. They can even be eaten on their own with a little salt and pepper. Or added to salads. Consistency is crucial. You won't notice a change if you eat one avocado once a month, but you will when you incorporate it into your meals on a daily basis. Greater flexibility, less pain, stronger muscles, and the capacity to navigate life with assurance. Don't overlook this straightforward but effective diet. If you want legs that remain strong, balanced, and pain-free as you age, let's go on to the fourth item. Berries losing power is a choice, but aging is unavoidable. Your muscles are attacked every single day, not from something visible, but from oxidative stress, which is equally harmful. This unseen force accelerates. Aging destroys joints and weakens muscles. You experience it as persistent discomfort, stiffness, or that annoying gradual loss of strength. The good news is that you have the ability to defend yourself, and berries one of the most potent weapons. In addition to being delicious, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are superfoods that protect muscles. This is the reason antioxidants, your body's best line of protection against muscle degradation, are abundant in berries. Your body creates free radicals on a daily basis. Weakness, exhaustion, and a delayed recovery are brought on by the damage these unstable chemicals do to muscle cells. Your body was capable of fending them off when you were younger. However, unless you provide the